I would never tell, I work with women. I would never tell a woman to walk through that in the same frame of mind I was in when I did it.
And when you say that, but what frame of mind was that? What do you mean by that in particular?
I was very, very hurt. I was very angry. And I remember like when I made like the decision, I was like hysterically crying.
Sometimes not thinking twice usually leads to divorce. And once it's done, there is no way back from it.
On the phone with my attorney. That was not the person I should have been on the phone with when, like, that's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, I was hysterically crying. And I was not in any position to make that decision. I was extremely emotionally intoxicated.
That's why we always need to clear our minds before taking rational decisions.
Like, why the f do I have to go through this? And he's just fine. Like, that's not fair. He used to go about his life, have his home, have his cars, have his financial stability, and I'm over here struggling.
What is he supposed to do? After a divorce, a man focuses completely on making it work and building his life from zero.
For a divorce from the love of my life. I'm ready. I've been getting ready for months. Several months. How appropriate is it that it is storming today and it is such a, like, gloomy, ugly day? A lot of you have asked, like, what's up with, is everything okay? How are you? Like, I haven't seen hubby in a while. Woo. And, so sad and disappointed that we didn't make it to forever. I love him with my whole heart. He is my best friend. He is my favorite person on the planet.
And yet she did what she did. I wish someone would have told me this when I was younger. The old saying always says, nice guys finish last.
But I'm 46 years old. And while I'm getting ready for surgery and everything, it dawned on me. Oh, I'm sorry. It dawned on me that I'm 46 years old and I don't have a husband to take care of me. I don't have a husband to help me get ready. I'm 46 years old and I still need my mama to take care of me post-op. I still need my sister, which, whether I had a husband or not, they would be there.
Going on social media and saying this wouldn't change the reality.
That's it. It just, and I'm tired. And I make jokes about the buffoons that I have been encountering and dating. But in reality, this is my reality. This is my reality. This is my reality, and those stories are the that's available.
She had men back then who were willing to do everything for her and start a family, but she missed out on that.
Because all the good men have gotten married in their 20s and 30s. Because they're good men. I'm not blaming it all on men because women are shit. They're bad crazy too. So, but this is my reality, not anybody else's.
I am glad she took full accountability because the first step to change is to admit our mistakes. Well, this is why good men go elsewhere. This is why passport bros exist.
Imagine you're divorcing your husband, thinking you're getting half of his $70 million fortune, only to find out he has everything in his mom's name.
This guy pulled a high IQ move that no one saw coming.
That's what happened to Hiba. So she's married to a Moroccan football player. His name is Hakraf Hakimi. They started dating in 2018 when he was 19 and she was 31. So she's 12 years older than him. He's currently 24 and she's 36. He makes 1 million euros a month, and 80% of that goes into his mother's bank account. He has a net worth of 70 million euros. and she thought she was going to get half of that. This is Akroff's mom. He has nothing registered in his name. No cars, no properties, no clothes, absolutely nothing.
He gave it all to his mother because she's the only woman he trusts in his life.
Anything that he needs, he tells his mom, and his mom makes the arrangements and make it happen.
Watching my ex thrive, it's a beautiful thing, but it's really triggering for me because I walked away with literally having to start over after 12 years of starting over, of wondering if I'm going to be able to keep a roof over my head with my boys and not being able to just go out and play in our backyard like we used to.
So basically, this lady was beyond belief that her husband was doing well after the divorce. And here is an advice, brothers. After a relationship, focus only on yourself and never compare to anyone. Some men sacrifice their happiness for family. Men treat women in the beginning how they expect you to treat them. When you don't reciprocate, he pulls back.
My ex-husband makes about 7 times more than I do monthly. He brings home 7 times more every month than I do. Today, one of our children had to go and get braces on again for the second time. My ex-husband is in the military, and so we get dental insurance through a program attached to, his military benefits. But in our divorce decree, we do have it set up that he pays a percentage and I pay a percentage for things like this. And he pays more than I do because, like I've said, he makes a significant amount of money more than I do.
So right here, there is no problem. This guy does everything for his children despite the divorce. He's still standing and supporting his family like every man should.
To pay for his portion. So the lady took down his payment information on the phone. It wasn't on speakerphone, but I could hear her side of the conversation. And she took down his payment and she was like, oh, you want to pay all of yours? Because she understood that we were splitting it up. And she was like, oh, you want to pay all of yours right now while Brandy will have to pay for her own separately. And he said, yeah, I want to do that. His ended up being about $4,000 that he was going to pay out of pocket. And he just dropped that money like it was nothing.
It is nothing for a financially stable man.
He gave it to her over the phone and she was like, okay, great. And then she got off the phone and she was like, okay, Brandy, so this much is left over and whatever. And I've got my child sitting here and I've got this woman sitting here. And I just look at her and I say, there's no way that I'm going to be able to pay that amount of money out of pocket. So please set me up for monthly payments. Do I think that he did that on purpose to humiliate me in front of this person?
If the relationship was still there, he would have supported the family all the way.
I have been dating for 8 months, just came over and broke up with me. When I met him in March, I came back to life. I got my confidence back. I played, I laughed. The hardest thing for me is that he just committed like 3 weeks ago and told me that he considers me his girlfriend and has told everybody else. And so what did I do? I put him right back on Facebook and paraded him in front of everybody.
So after the divorce, this lady found another partner and thought that he would commit, but that wasn't the case. Not all men are good men, and the consequences of leaving a good man are big.
Like, here's my guy. So, as much as I know it's the right thing, like my mind knows it's the right thing, my heart hurts.
But one thing that they really don't prepare you for is the loss of a friend, the loss of your best friend, the person that you always wanted to tell your day and to tell, your small wins and your small victories. And, I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't prepared for feeling that way, even when you're not together and haven't been together. Just having that desire to have them as a friend again.
A good man can be a father, a partner, a lover, a brother, a best friend. So once he's gone, everything of these things goes along with him.
I have been thinking about that, and it makes me feel even worse than what I already do, because it's something that I've definitely also thought about, and his actions have made me think that this is a possibility, and it's just not good for my self-esteem. When I knew he was coming after 3 months of not seeing him and him not seeing his kids, I even offered for him to stay here. I thought it would be a better transition for the kids to see him, and then we would talk to our daughter, our oldest daughter for 7 months, 7 years. Oh, 7 years old, almost 7 years old.
But this guy was already moved on.
And he didn't want that. He said he wanted his space, and he is a person that wants his space. When he's next to me and he's on his phone, he kind of goes like this, the pressuring, and then he already talked about, when we were talking about how we were going to be before we talked to our daughter and how we wanted, I said, I want this to be okay. We weren't meant for each other, but that doesn't mean we have to be enemies, and it's good for them to see that we can even be friends, right? And have like moments that it's the four of us.
Even if that's the case after divorce, he has every right to find someone else as long as he supports his kids.
So yeah, the different behaviors have gotten me like thinking, does he already have someone else? And it does make me feel like even more. It really does, because I feel like I'm that easily replaceable. For 12 years that I've been with him, I feel like I've begged for his love, and it's like the harder, the more the people play hard to get, the more you want that person. I feel like that's what's happening.
That man lives with the flow, and whenever something happens, he accepts it. And that's why he is desired.
I need a break. I need a break from all of this adulting out here. I need a break from all of this transition in here. I don't want to talk to people. Look at my eyes. I'm sleeping, but I'm not. I know transitions are a challenge, right? It's not all sunshine and butterflies. And just the work that I've put in, and sometimes it doesn't even feel like work, but it is, it's catching up with me. I'm exhausted. I'm so short with people. I just tried to back into the spot. Yeah, I'm good. And the guy next to me was just like, it doesn't matter. I just need to rest.
Unfortunately, divorce can make some better and do the opposite for others.
Husband and I, and our commitment of marriage has kept us going until a couple weeks ago he blindsided me and told me that he doesn't love me, doesn't know if he ever did, and he is tired of being the pillar of my life. He's refusing any counseling. He says that he's excited to move out and get a motorcycle and have space to spend time with our son.
I wonder how long he was waiting to say this and what finally drove him to do so.
So how do I help him? And how do I minimize the tornado of damage that is coming my way and my son's way?
There is 100%, absolutely nothing you can do to convince your husband to do things differently.
That's the honest truth. Once a man walks away, that's the end of it.
Yeah.
0. You don't have that power.
Why do divorced women struggle on just one income? 1 in 5 women become impoverished because of divorce. Women also see a 20% decline in their income with divorce, while men generally see a 30% increase in their income.
That's true. And as a prime example, if you take a look at a man's apartment between the age of 20 and 25, you will find only the necessary things such as a bed, a TV, and a working space.
Post-divorce. Why is it that this happens to women post-divorce? Have increased financial responsibility, house payment, utilities, groceries, childcare, education, healthcare. There's the legal expenses of divorce. You have attorney fees. You're going to most likely incur some debt because of splitting up assets. You may be getting paid child support. You may be getting paid alimony. A lot of times, that's not enough to cover the gap between your paycheck and all your expenses.
This is the raw truth to divorce. Well, guys, that was all for today. We'll be back soon.